Hello everyone, and welcome to session 2 of the Mastermind Success Method live workshop. In today's session, we are talking about the 3 fear-free keys to raising your rates, and really the whole foundation of how you're going to price your coaching services, offer, program, mastermind in order to reach your goals faster, help more people, help them get better results, and just overcome a whole lot of the emotion and fear and overthinking that goes into pricing, right? It's the most common question that I get time and time again. Well, what should I charge? Well, what could I charge for that, right? It's always that kind of insecurity that we have about asking for a certain price tag, right? But what I want you to be aware of is that when you are pricing your coaching or your consulting, you're not taking people's money, okay? It's a value exchange, all right? You're delivering an outcome or a transformation. And that's what we've got to be really clear on before we ask what we can charge and then stick a whole lot of stuff in our offers, okay? And this is why I love a mastermind offer, and that's what we're talking about this week. How can you get started helping a beautiful group of clients that is just a smaller number to start to reach your income goals? But in order to do that, you're going to have to create more of a high-end offer, a value-filled offer. Don't be deterred by the words high-end or high ticket. You don't have to start charging someone 50 grand to work with you, but you do need that price to make sense, okay? And for it to make sense, it's got to have a great value exchange. But there are 3 keys to raising your prices, and I'm going to run through those today. I just want to make sure that people can see me. Let me know that you can see in here. And if you are watching this afterwards, then it's great to have you here anyway. So please feel free to comment or ask questions as you go. I'm more than happy to answer those questions. The common place I find many of my clients in are they have an online course that has been selling in dribs and drabs, a bit sporadic, right? Or they are working one-on-one with clients in a coaching or consulting capacity, or they're still looking to get their clients and mulling over ideas. So price seems to be something that is a constant thought for them to consider in terms of getting their offer out there. And look, the same process applies. Really, we want to make sure that we're looking firstly at how you're providing the value and what outcome you're providing first to dictate what we're going to charge, okay? Because my aim is to really help my clients have an offer that where price is kind of irrelevant, okay? We want to get to that point where that your buyer's prime consideration isn't price. It's how do I give this amazing coach money because they are going to get me to that place that I want. It is talking to my deepest desire, right? That's what makes price become irrelevant. So in thinking about the outcomes that you can provide, I want you to think about, not just, okay, well, I could provide a 3-month coaching program, or I could provide a video series, or some worksheets. Great, like, woo, gonna get really excited about all that, right? No, what we need to be thinking first is what is the specific problem or area of the problem that we're going to help solve, okay? So for me, it's helping coaches get more clients, right? So in that business coaching industry, okay, so I'm helping you get better at marketing so you can attract more clients and make more money, right? For you, it may be that you help people with their health or well-being. You help them with their relationships. You might also help them with their business in some regard. Something that helps them create money, save time more easily, get improve relationships, welcome in love, which is that relationship sphere. Normally it's kind of anchored in health, well-being, relationships, business, spirituality, Those kind of things are the things that come up most of the industry when we're talking about service-based business owners or coaches, okay? So what I want you to think about is, in terms of that, like, write that down first. What is your promise to your audience? Okay, so what the best way to kind of start there is, what's a problem that they're experiencing? Daily is best, okay? I know that, this is pretty elementary. Most people have gone through this, but just making sure that what's their burning problem, okay? And what's the outcome that they want instead, all right? And that's what I want you to be grounded in first and foremost, to answer that first question of what is your promise. And if you're not sure, then just, type it below in the comments, even if it's in replay, and let me know what you've got there, because sometimes you might not be sure if that's the promise you want to go for. Particularly a situationally specific problem will be great, okay? So when we're thinking about our client, or about who we serve and what we help them do. I've had clients who, for example, have helped people learn how to create pattern design on the computer, right? And learn how to create patterns for textiles, right? So what problems does that solve? Learning how to go from perhaps a manual method of doing that to using the computer, or using some software to help them express their creativity in a way they're passionate about, okay? So they're giving them a framework to help them create surface pattern designs or textile designs. It's not, okay, how do you create a floral pattern? Or how do you, create a pattern on a painting and on a computer? It's how do you create a surface pattern design using a computer program that you can put on surfaces, textiles, curtains, wallpaper, clothing, all that kind of stuff, right? So very specific outcome that we're promising there. I'm thinking about other outcomes that we've got. One of my other beautiful clients, Karen, helps people understand the power of regression therapy and past life, or to heal, regression therapy to heal their past lives, past trauma, and kind of reset their karma to help them, get over phobias and fears and things like that, right? So very specific part of her hypnosis offering, right? So maybe you do weight loss. I've had clients who do weight loss and talk about more how to, invite more pleasure into the weight loss journey, right? Who here hasn't had a lot of pain, right? But the overall outcome there, the overall promise there is to help them lose weight, right? So start bigger. If you can't kind of get down to the niche part yet, just start in, I help people grow their business. I help people use social media. I help people... what other things? I help people, save more money, or I help people improve their money mindset. Those kind of, you can just start broad. When you do that, you'll probably then be thinking, well, so many other people do that. So that's why we want to then move from promise to premise. What's new, exciting, and different about that overall promise that people have heard of time and time again? How many people have heard, like, this is the general weight loss advice, or this is the general make more money online advice, right? Like, it's sort of, people start to kind of glaze over. So you need to become more new, interesting, and different, and have a bit of a different take on it, right? So I'm trying to think of another kind of way to explain that to you, is that you want to take that broad lens first, and then we want to go, okay, how can we be new, interesting, and different? What would make people sort of turn around and go, oh, hang on a minute, what's different about that, right? So for example, like what I'm sharing with you in this live workshop, I could be teaching you, hey, there's all these ways to make money online, and you should be online and run some Facebook ads and get clients, right? Or I could tell you that there is an approach that you can take, which is using the mastermind approach, right? The mastermind approach helps you serve fewer clients at a higher value, get them great results, and get started even if you don't have a big list, even if you don't have a fancy funnel and all the, the bells and whistles of online marketing, and even if no one's ever heard of you before. right? There's a curiosity factor of, oh, they've probably heard about masterminds before and maybe they've been in them and thought, well, I'd like to offer that too. So how can I help them do that, right? So that's different to, here's how you make money online. Here you go, you can be, a coach getting more clients online. It's kind of boring. And if I did a Facebook ad with that offer, I guarantee it would absolutely flop. Right? So we need to create a different element, a different premise underneath that starts to increase the value of what we have. People are drawn to new, interesting, different, right? Ease, more money, things that save them time, all of those things, right? They're drawn to those and that's valuable for them. So that's what drives your price, not how many videos do I have? Am I the best in my industry? All those things. Yes, they have am I best in the industry, and your competition does have a factor, but you can redefine your sector by creating valuable a valuable outcome that's new, interesting, and different. And that's where we want to get you. And that's what I work with my clients on. How can we position you differently than what's out there? Sometimes clients come to me and they've already got like a niche that is going to be brilliant, or that they haven't had to go too narrow. Even I'm thinking about like the menopause niche. It's such a beautiful niche. I wish sometimes I get niche envy with my clients, or this is about that outcome or promise, right? The niche really fits into that. Who do you serve specifically, and what problem do you help them solve? I often get niche envy because some of my clients have the best niches, and it's so much easier to get traction. Your ads are so much cheaper. Your conversions are so much higher. It's amazing the difference that it has when you start to drill down, right? So let's say I'm thinking of a couple of clients I've had recently on menopause, right? One's a naturopath, one's a nutritionist, right? So one's got more of a nutrition take on it. One has got more of the holistic naturopathic kind of element, right? So both are still offering the outcome of minimizing or eliminating menopause symptoms. Now, who here doesn't wants an outcome or promise as good as that? Because women who are suffering from menopause are going through enormous symptoms, and it's impacting their daily life. So a problem that they're experiencing daily, right? That is a problem you want to kind of help to get in there and solve, right? But just saying, hey, I'll help you get rid of menopause symptoms. Yeah, okay, well, maybe, but they're probably going to be thinking, well, how, like, okay, well, I've heard it before, or do I have to pop a pill? Well, when they can position themselves differently. So say we talk about Kate, who has a great offer, which is how to eliminate the symptoms of menopause naturally and thrive during menopause, right? So the common belief there is that when you are in menopause, then you have to surrender to the symptoms of menopause. You have to embrace being that, old fuddy-duddy who, is past it, cranky, sweating, all that kind of thing. You life's pretty much, that's it. You're done and dusted. You're going to be cranky, snarky, whatever. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be miserable, right? Her take is, no, actually, I'm going to show you a way to feel better than you ever had before naturally by hacking your hormones, right? Well, hang on. Now I'm interested. What? I could feel the best I ever have? That's weird, right? So see how like just that little take, it doesn't have to be some amazing flash of genius. And sometimes these take a little bit to develop, right? It's kind of like having a bit of a hit record, I imagine. I can't say I've had one myself, but that you got to try a few attempts and work out what lands and what doesn't. With my other client, Mel, who's got a beautiful menopause related solution. Hers is more, hey, I'm going to show you a way to use food to minimize your symptoms and to feel better than you have before. So that's more of a nutrition pathway, right? Both of them are still promising to eliminate or sail through menopause, but just in slightly different ways, right? And the weight loss niche is the best example of this, how to find something new and interesting, right? How do you spin eat less and move more in a different way, right? So that people get results in so many different ways. And there's always like a newer best-selling book out about how to lose weight. Every year there's a different one, right? I think at the moment probably the top-selling one would be the intermittent fasting, right? For a while it was like green juices and, you know, detoxing. Then there was like South Beach diet. Of course there was Atkins, etc., etc. They're at the end of the day, they're all promising you to lose weight, but they've got a new and a different approach and a solution to get you there. So when we have those elements and we get in front of the right people who are motivated to make change, who have the capacity to invest and are willing to work together to get there, then you have a successful, thriving promise that you can use to offer your mastermind. Okay, so that's what I want you to start thinking about. What is my promise? What is my premise? How is it new, interesting, and different? And also the third one is, what do they need to believe in order to buy? Okay, so what do they need to believe about this problem or this solution in order to buy? And if you get those three done, then you have the power to create such momentum with your mastermind, okay? So say that, what do they need to believe? I often call that a core concept, okay? So be thinking more about, say with Kate's menopause offer, okay? We want them to believe that there is a natural way and a natural approach, and by following Kate's system, they will be able to sail through menopause and thrive and be at their best if they follow her system. And she's got, you know, several steps to that she will then take them through, right? And ideally, you're going to take them through that in a webinar so that they get an idea of what, you know, the door is open to what that system is, and they can start to have a bit of an ownership experience of what that is, okay? Does that make sense? So that's where I want you to be thinking, rather than how much do I charge, how many modules, how many weeks, because I can't tell you the amount of time clients come to me and say, well, I've got an offer here. I've got an online course and it's 6 weeks and I'm charging $197 for it. Okay, great. What's the promise? Oh, that they'll lose the weight they need, right? Okay, well, is that going to happen in 6 weeks? Well, not really, but I didn't want to do it for longer because I'm only charging $197. See how that thinking is backwards. We want to start out with, how can we provide the best, most valuable outcome? That is our promise, not how can I sell it the cheapest so people can buy. It doesn't work that way. And that's how people get themselves in a pickle with offers that don't convert. Then they start to doubt and judge themselves and think nobody wants to hear from me because I'm not the guru, I'm not the expert, people don't get results. Guess why? Because you didn't set them up for results, okay? So however long this needs to take, let's take that time and then work out the messaging and the conversion elements that go along with that. You can sell a 12-month, $50,000 program if you like. You absolutely can, but you must have the elements in place first that I've just talked about in order to charge $50,000. Or you might want to start with some more proven high converting price points. So let's talk about those. Who wants to hear those? Okay. So here's my go-to favorite price points, because I know these convert like crazy. If you ask yourself, have those first three fear-free, can't speak today, fear-free keys to raising your rates. One is that you're outcome focused. You're focused on the outcome, not what you stuff in or the length of your program, okay? You're focused on an outcome that directly solves the problem of your target market. 2, you add value, not stuff, to your offer, okay? So we think about what is going to create momentum on that journey. What do they really need to get over the roadblocks, the resistance, the fears, the setbacks, okay? So we add that value in there. And the third one is that we create a new, different, or interesting take on that common problem so that we can stand out, so that we can engage, so that we can motivate, okay? So once we have that, then really the sky's the limit. What I want you to think about is, how long does it normally take somebody to get the outcome or get that promise, the outcome that you promise, right? How long does that usually take? Now, what we tend to do here, I find, is that people think about their worst possible clients, right? Because they're the ones that kind of etched in your memory, and they kind of are, you're easy to be scarred by clients who perhaps haven't done so well or haven't got the results that you hoped and that they hoped, and that then you judge yourself by that, right? So you immediately think, well, oh no, the longest possible option, right? No, what I want you to think about is if you actually attracted in that kind of client, your dream client, right? The one who is definitely experiencing the problem, but they're motivated to change, willing to invest time, money, and energy in a solution to collaborate with you to get there. Okay. So if you think about that person, how long would it take, right? So be thinking about length of time and what they need to succeed in line with the leverage that you need to have the freedom that you want. Because of course, yeah, it'd be great if you went to their house and mapped out all these plans and did it all for them, right? They'd probably, you could almost assure results. It's funny how, though, when you do more things for people, that doesn't necessarily ensure the results. But you probably give them a much better chance of success. But what we want to set you up with a mastermind is the opportunity for you to have a repeatable framework that people go through, the steps that they go through, with the room for support, nurturing, and guidance. Okay, so that they have that customization. It has that boutique, higher end feel to it, that they are served. You think about it. When did you last buy like a big online program? Maybe it was, well, I don't know, who knows, whatever. It was $2,000 or it was $200, and it was mainly online training. How served did you feel? Like, some people do this really well. I bought Julie Stone's Offer Cure. If you ever see that, buy that program. It's $38. It is a brilliant program. I'm not getting feedback and advice from Julie in it, but just the way she sets it out, you can be self-directed, and it's awesome, right? So that is like the best online course I've ever taken. But generally, when people are doing online courses at scale and they've got a lot of buyers in it, you don't feel as comfortable asking a question, or it's harder to get the answers that you're looking for. You feel kind of cast adrift a little bit, you're on your own, or you haven't spent enough to really give it your full attention. Like, let's face it, right? Like, there's a co-relationship, or, there's both a collaborative nature to success, right? Like, just buying a course isn't going to determine your success. But how often do we just kind of feel like, we didn't really get what we were looking for? What drives more of the success is being seen, being supported, right? There is something about your peers seeing your progress, right? Or you seeing other people's progress. How many times have you thought, well, how did they do that? I know more than them, right? So does that motivate you, or does that then demotivate you? That's a choice, right? There's thoughts around that too. So what you want to be thinking is, how can you set them up with the best possible length of time and the best delivery that allows you the freedom to scale and welcome more people in, without having the thought of, but I've got to give them all my one-on-one time and energy, right? There's more value when you get very clear on your promise and your premise and how you're new, interesting, unique, and different. Okay, so if you're not there yet, what I want to think, you can use the worksheet. If you haven't got the workbook, you can use the this form here to think about what kind of results you can get them, or you have got private clients in the past, or coaching clients in the areas of money, health and well-being, relationships, business or career, and purpose or power. Okay, maybe you're in one, maybe your solution goes across those, because if I do look at the results that I get, which is more clients, more clarity on their message, more confidence in stepping out online and understanding that they can have leads flowing in even if they don't have an audience now, right? So in terms of money, the results are they're going to have more sales, more revenue, okay? Health and well-being, well, with the mastermind framework, you're going to have more time and energy than you can just doing one-on-one and having your calendar booked out, right? 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, okay? Relationships, well, you're probably going to find you're going to have with more revenue, more confidence in your business, more time to yourself, because you're going to be able to. Of course, that doesn't happen straight away. You've got to put energy in, and yes, this is a journey of putting the effort in as well. But if done right, you're going to be able to foster great relationships, not only in your own family or with your friends, but also relationships within peers in the industry, right? Don't underestimate the beautiful bonds that can be formed in masterminds. Like, I have some of my best friends from the masterminds that I have, I've been involved with, and amazing business networking opportunities too. Like the first mastermind that I joined was Marie Forleo's, and Amy Porterfield was in that, right? So she was my accountability buddy. How cool is that? I've then joined Kevin Nation's mastermind, and I have had amazing contacts out of that. Like some super successful people went through that program, making millions of dollars. And the likes of Russ Ruffino, Garrett J. White, who are multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs, and one of my best friends, Jody Jealous, who I absolutely adore and love, and Anthea Horvat, who is one of my best friends too. So I've been able to actually have friendships from doing masterminds, right? So how cool is that? I went to go and get business strategy, but then can have life-affirming friendships. Pretty cool. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well about what that can bring. Business or career, well, great. Then my business grows. So that's the main one that I'm offering. Not my business, my client's business. Purpose or power, well, people are feeling they're on purpose because they've got this burning desire inside them that they're wanting to get out. And what's the best way to activate that is to make your beautiful coaching or consulting offer. It is the best business in the world. I firmly believe that, right? And a mastermind is the best opportunity and the best way to do it. It was the first big thing I ever invested in online. After I did B School back in 2010, I wanted to learn from Marie, and I paid 20 grand to join her mastermind. And it was the only reason I'm still here a decade later, I'm sure. Like, sure, there's things along the way that you do, and there's other masterminds I've joined, but every time I join one, it's amazing the up-leveling. And I really couldn't say that about just an online course. Maybe B School back in the day, because I really had no knowledge of what to do, so that online course really helped me. But it was also the community that pushed that along too. So the Mastermind Method gives you the opportunity to refine your offer. And when we work together, right? So if you join Mastermind Success Secrets, then I will help you map this out. You won't have to do this alone. We sit down one-on-one and actually work out, okay, how is this going to be? And if you already have something that's working, we can then scale it and start pricing it at a higher level so you can start taking your foot off the pedal and relaxing a little more, having more freedom to scale and make more money, but also have more energy too. Okay. But with that Mastermind Method, I firmly believe if you haven't yet got a repeatable way of selling courses, offers, programs, or services, this is the best place to start, because you do not need a big list. You do not need a fancy funnel. You do not need people to know of you or for you to be the best in your industry. You just need to be able to get people some great results. The rest will work out together. Okay. So 3 free keys to raising your prices: be outcome focused. Second, add value rather than stuff. And the third, I want you to have a different premise, a new, interesting, or different take on the common problem or common problems that your industry solves. Okay, so those are the 3. And you can use this workbook to go a little deeper as well. If you've got any questions about what to charge, was I telling you also about my the highest converting price points? Forgot to mention that. Went off. Sorry, I do go on a bit of a tangent here. $497 or $5,000. Okay, so $497 or $5,000 are the best places to start. Now, they obviously take they generally will be different length of program, and different amount of access to you, and different conversion methods needed, but you can just work back to work out your income goals. Well, how many 497s do I need to sell? Or how many 5,000s do I need to sell? Maybe you're already selling $5,000 offers. Then we can look at, okay, well, what you're probably needing to do then is increase the length of your program. Okay, then you're going to have a next level of clients willing to step up and invest in you for a year of support. And that's where you start to get some big changes. So that would be my recommended starting points, and then build the program out from there, which is what I help people do in Mastermind Success Secrets. So if that's something you want to talk about, then just message me. I'm happy to give you the details, and I'll be sharing that with you later in the week as well. Otherwise, get your workbook, ask any questions, and start confidently moving in the direction of stepping into your price, because you know your outcome, value, and premise focused rather than stuff, time, process focused, okay? Because we're in the business of creating transformation, and that's what I want to help you do. All right, hope you found that valuable. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Take care.